How do you effectively cater to the training needs of a seasoned salesperson while simultaneously training a newbie? Today we're talking with about sales training, I should say, and growing two types of associates in your stores. We're pleased to welcome Mr. Louie Herron, who is a former dealer, principal, business coach, entrepreneur, and author. Thank you so much for joining us today, Louie. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you allowing me to be on the show today.
Sure. So this is your first visit on CBT News for our viewers. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm much like a lot of the automotive guys. I had the privilege of actually starting in the car business as a 20-year-old kid, had the dream to play some NFL football, realized that wasn't going to happen, and somehow landed as I'm waiting tables at Chili's into the car industry through a finance director that I waited on. He was from Miami. I was from Miami. He's like, kid, you need to get in the car business. And I was like, man, I would never, ever, ever sell cars. That's not me. I didn't come from a family. My father was a roofer, so I didn't have any lineage of car experience. But lo and behold, he convinced me to get in the car business. I tried it one summer, and for 3 months, I put away about 20 grand, and I thought I was rich. I thought that was it. Making 5, 6, 7 grand a month.
You're hooked.
But what happened to me in that industry when I first got in it is I had this same passion that I developed on the football field. I just kind of I saw all the laziness in the car business, but I heard all the money that was being made. Finance guys, salespeople.
Sure.
And I just went to work. I just started to practice, drill, rehearse. At that time, it was Jackie Cooper, Grant Cardone, Paul Cummings, Joe Verdi.
Sure.
Then it merged into Brian Tracy, Tom Hopkins. Anything I could get my hands on, I just wanted to learn it.
Yeah. And
then I eventually was able to rise up and go from a salesperson to a dealer principal in a very short period of time. Within a 12-year period, I became a partner and bought my own Toyota dealership when I was 41 years old. So
that is fantastic. Wow. And that's pretty much the trail of so many that are running stores today, right? You start as a salesperson, you do well,
right.
They promote you, you move up through the ranks, you become a partner and what have you. So it's a great industry for doing that, right?
Well, it's phenomenal, and a lot of my passion in coaching and teaching sales associates, sales managers, general sales managers, even general managers is flipping that switch, that light bulb, Jim, of where. I always tell people, even when I was in my stores, I tell my sales guys, if you're going to do this for 3, 4, 5 years, why not try to be the best you can be? Because really the separator is not so much the talent, it's truly laziness. If you will do the basic fundamentals today, tomorrow, 365, 24/7, work and work and work, you will eventually climb the ranks. And so
right.
a lot of my coaching and teaching is the nuts and bolts between a salesperson and a manager, that gap that everybody desires. That's the stuff that I like to teach and coach on how to get to the next level.
That's right. So, all right. So let's jump right in here. How do you approach training both seasoned sales associates and new, somewhat inexperienced salespeople at the same time? Because every manager is always challenged with that. If you've got 10 or 15 or 20 salespeople in the bullpen, or I should say in the sales training room, you have kind of a mixture of all of it. So I'll let you pick it up from there.
Yeah, that's a funky dynamic, and I think that from a training perspective or a manager perspective, that takes a lot of skill level, because you've got the guys that are selling 17 to 20 cars a month, and number one, they think that's the pinnacle. They think that's the star of the. Where really, I'm in stores all the time, and I see guys selling 50 and 60 cars a month. So my first thought with the seasoned guy is I can't barrage them with the basic fundamentals. I'm going to have to subtly come in the back door to cement those in. But what I have to coach and teach them is things that really make them think, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Social media selling, working the service drive, learning word tracks and scripts that actually convince and persuade and motivate people to make decisions when they're not decisions to be made at that moment. That's how you mold. You got to take the guy selling 20 cars, convince him he can sell 50, end up around 35 or 40. Once he sees that social proof, that guy can take off and run. But he's got to have skills and tactics to actually improve, because otherwise, what's it going to take to earn your business? And if I could, would you is all he's got in his tool bag right now. So we've got to get him thinking different. For the green pea or the person that just started, to me, that is the honey hole, because although we may hire 10 guys at one time, there's always 2 to 4 of them that you can make special. I really believe that. I mean, you can't make a duck and eagle. I mean, not everyone's going to fly, but I think if you really pour in the time, and number one, get them thinking, how good this business really is, right? I mean, you were a dealer, right, Jim? I mean, you've climbed up the ranks. I had the same good fortune, and many watching have done the same thing. That came from an inspiration of like, oh, there's something more here. Like, if I put in more effort, and if you can get the new guy to first see that, they will put in the work. to do the blocking and tackling, and then we get into the basic sales process and really teaching these guys the bare bone fundamentals of just that handshake to taillight, what it takes to build a relationship, build a friend, do a proper needs assessment, understand what it takes to fact find properly, consult the consumer, help them buy something, not sell them something. And again, then they can have great experience, and then they can grow and go from 8 to 9 cars and get them to 15 to 18, and then work on them being more seasoned.
That's right. So you must be a busy guy these days, because every dealer I talk to says, wow, my sales department forgot how to sell during COVID. And in this post-COVID world where there was a shortage of vehicles because of the supply chain and such, and everybody was charging $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 over sticker price because they had the car. So talk to me about that. It's hard to take these salespeople that got into the auto industry in 2020 or 2021, and they're like, what's all the big hoopla about in selling cars? This is easy, right? This is child's play. And today, as we know, it's not. It's back to where it was in 2019. You got to work for every sale. You got to do a hood to trunk. You got to do the 12 steps. You got to jump in a demo drive and really sell yourself and the dealership and the product. But it's hard with these people, right? Yeah.
I think for me, what I really like to dive into and really convey to people is it's in the preparation that creates the separation. In other words, now we're in a different place where we've got to prepare. And I always use the analogy when I'm in stores all the time. I'm like, look, I said, whether you're a football guy or an athlete, when you visualize little guys playing Pop Warner, they work on fundamentals and basics. Then they get to middle school, then they get to varsity, then they get to college, and they're still doing calisthenics. They're still working on fundamentals. They get to the NFL, and Bill Belichick or whoever's coaching them, these guys are making millions. They know what they know, but yet every day they're lining up, doing calisthenics, doing the stretching, breaking off in teams, doing their drills, learning how to form tackle, and they've been doing this since they were peewees, right?
Sure.
So I think for the most part, guys that got in the business in 2021 have no idea what it was like chasing market share in 2017, 2019. They had to grasp that. And unfortunately, the philosophy, I was a dealer in 2019, right? So the philosophy, unfortunately, is with the pressure from the manufacturer, here you are losing $1,500 on the front, making $3,000 on the back, trying to make the deal make sense, hoping to get a trade in, maybe pick up a doc fee, trying to keep things churning with internals. You got all these factors. And you're slowly creeping back to where these margins are compressed. And here's the thing: when I'm in a store, if I'm running a store tomorrow, I don't care what store I walk into, Jim. I know you feel the same way. There is always a deal a day we're missing.
Oh yeah.
To me, that's 30. To me, that's 30 deals a month. That's 360 deals a year. $4,000 a copy. That's 1.5 million that quick. So before I get into anything, where are we missing that deal? It's in the handshake. It's in the lot drop. It's in the missed phone call. And again, I think management, if you want to talk about management, to me, management is the crux of that deal to help these guys get to the next level, or outside vendors that actually care and want to partner with a store like myself and many others that do what I do, want to get in there, get their hands dirty and hold these guys accountable and teach them, grow them, and help them get to the next level.
So, Louie, for the dealers that are watching right now that say, I think I need a Louie in my store, and tell me a little bit about your company, how it works.
Yeah, so I've got a dealer solutions company that works with dealer consulting, general manager consulting, as well as sales manager and sales personnel training. My biggest component is sales to CEO. It's basically a sales to CEO university. You get your core 60 videos in your workbook that's implemented into the store. There's a setup period for that, and then the videos alone is not going to work, Jim. It doesn't matter who it is. The accountability has to be in place. So for that reason, I put in place 2 Zoom calls. 2 90-minute calls once a month, one for the sales team, one for the managers. I'm in touch and partnering with the general manager to be in close contact of what we need to convey to the management staff on that call once a month. And then from that point, every month, whether it's my PDFs, whether it's my handouts, whether it's I'm the one keeping them accountable. So every month we're resurfacing, coming back, and we're talking. And I've got a 90-day average for the sales guys, so we have a starting point. And my goal is, if I'm in a store, what I want to do, if you're the dealer, Jim, I want to say, look, here's the deal. You got 20 guys. I want to increase all 23 units per man. I'm not going to get crazy, but if I can't increase 3 units per man, you might as well not have me. If that's 3 units, that's an extra 60 cars. Yeah. All right, an extra 60 cars is 720 cars a year at $4,000 a copy. We're clipping on $2.83 million, and my fee's nominal for you to make that and not spend any more money with advertising. But you need somebody that's going to keep guys accountable, teach them new tactics and strategies to learn how to talk to someone in service, learn how to prospect, learn how to work the social media. I mean, golden opportunities, deals sitting there, and most importantly, closing. There are deals walking in today that we do not have the right words to close the deal now. There's deals today that can be had just by having great closing techniques.
I couldn't agree more.
And I'm sorry, and the last part is if somebody wants to get in touch with me, they go to my website. It's just louieherron.com, LOUIEHERRON, louieherron.com. And then I'm on every social mediums you can think of, and as well as Louie Herron TV on YouTube. Check out the content for leadership, sales, and growth.
Cool. You heard it there, folks. So Louie Herron, Mr. Former dealer, I should say, entrepreneur, business coach, and author, and a phenomenal speaker. As you can see, tremendous amount of energy is enthusiasm, which might just be what your store needs right now. So, Louie, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Really much appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
Thanks.